wherever and whenever through our social media platforms, now live on just a click away. Global news, sports, business reports, politics, issues, events and happenings around the world, your favorite past and present TV programs, drama, documentaries, and for your news headlines, log on to www.youtube.com/NTA2Lagos. Watch, download, comment, and subscribe free. It's simply www.NTA2Lagos and explore our world of news and events. Available in all smartphones, iPad, and all Android phones. Like our Facebook page, NTA2 Lagos Network Center. You can tweet us at NTA2LNC. NTA2 Lagos Network Center. You'll reach our station.
Hello, once again, it's good to be with you and to invite you to come to the table and join us on our program, Close Flow, here on NTA2 Lagos Network Center. We like to say here that it's always, all the time, every time, anytime, our delight asking you to join us on this show, because we know that we are going to be sharing experiences and improving the conversation about how our nation, Nigeria, is going to be one of the greatest on the face of the earth. Now, that seems to be the story. Potentially, we'll say Nigeria is the giant of Africa. Everybody says Nigeria is the giant of Africa. Everybody says Nigeria should lead Africa. Everybody, but that seems to be proposition. We don't seem to have any concrete evidence that Nigeria actually is doing that. So why? Where is the disconnect? Today, again, we have decided to invite into the studio yet another distinguished Nigerian to come speak with us, to come speak with you, to share with you and all of us our own experiences on how we can make the dream Nigeria come true, especially in terms of our educational structure. This is very key, it's very germane to all the issues on the table when we talk about corruption, when we talk about well, right now, everybody's talking about recession. Everybody's talking about not having enough to feed the family. Everybody's talking about high school fees. Everybody's talking about massive failures. Everybody's talking about unemployable graduates. So we are saying that the cycle, the entire system seems to have been affected by our educational system. So our distinguished guest today, she holds a Bachelor's of Science degree in chemistry, then a double master's degree in chemical engineering and engineering management. She had the chance to school here in Nigeria, part of her life, and then she got the opportunity, the privilege to go outside and do more schooling. And in between, so something happened. We will talk about that also. So my pleasure to welcome again onto Close Flow for today, Adetola Salau. You're welcome to Close Flow.
Thank you, sir. Good morning. Thank you, everyone.
You're welcome again.
Yes.
You were here before, but we will not talk about that.
Thank you for having me back.
We will not talk about that.
No.
We'll talk about what is available now. But let me just titillate you a bit. Are we still battling with the notion that mathematics is such a difficult subject to deal with? Just, I mean, are we still battling with that in there?
Yes, we are, unfortunately. We still are. A lot of our children have the unfortunate notion that it is so difficult and it's irrelevant to the real world and to real life. Unfortunately, mathematical reasoning is one of the key, how will I put it, one of the core skills that's going to be needed for the future, which is what we're going to be talking about.
Yes, we'll talk about that.
Yes.
We'll talk about that. I just wanted to just
tease.
So yes, just tease you a little bit. Now, so totally, what are the perspectives that we see that are prevalent? Perspectives prevalent about our educational system, both within and outside. You have done both. So, what are the overall overwhelming perspectives we have about our educational system, within and outside?
Within, I will say we still have the wrong mindset about education being a means to an end. We still have it being that at the end of it, you're going to get this paper, you're going to get a job. That's not what education is. Education is about learning. So we still have that mindset here in Nigeria.
Look, that is within.
Within Nigeria. Now, the outside world is still battling its own battles too. When we talk about the States and a place like the United Kingdom, they also are battling their own, but at least they're beginning to position themselves where they're beginning to get ready to prepare themselves. Previously, when we're talking about math, I alluded to being ready for the future. I call it being future ready. They are beginning to position their countries, position their children towards that. There are particular countries in Europe, Denmark, Finland. A lot of people talk about Finland a lot. They have definitely positioned their students being ready for the future. What they do with education is not about the end result, about getting a job and having the certificate.
Yes.
It's about learning. And learning, people need to understand, learning is supposed to constantly take place. I'm talking all the time. Even now, I'm constantly learning. Yes, it's lifelong. And that's the benefit. You're constantly repositioning yourself, constantly preparing yourself. Because you see, one of the things that we need to understand is that 65% of the children right now who are entering into primary school will work in new job types and also in places that do not exist right now, functions that do not exist right now. So imagine 65%. That means in the schools, they are teaching them the same 20th century models that are no longer
available.
They have nothing, outdated, they are archaic. They don't enable them to do nothing.
You're getting
upset.
Yes, you're getting
it makes me upset.
Now, but let's no, before you get too upset. No, seriously, what you're saying here is alarming. What you're saying is that our current educational system is not in the same trajectory that the global. Is that what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying, unfortunately. I'm saying that the 21st century is here.
Yes,
the 20th century is here. A lot of the learning that we're still doing, the methods that we're using, the methodology we're using are still like a silo, like a factory style. You come to school, this is what you do, you regurgitate what you're already given. It's the same stuff from the 20th century. Whereas in the 21st century, there are core skills, core abilities that you need to have to make yourself flexible and adaptable to constant change. We're not teaching that right now.
No, when you say core skills, are they interactive? Are they things that you have to learn by interacting with your teachers or something you learn by yourself? How do you ramp up on that?
They're both. You're going to learn by interacting with your peers. You're going to learn them by example, your teacher teaching you, and you're going to also learn some of them by yourself. Those are the core skills. We're going to talk about the core skills. We're going to display them later. What are these core skills? Why are they irrelevant? And why do I say that they are geared more towards the 21st century?
Now, something that you have said here, because you say you're going to display, now, that means you're not being speculative. That means we have done a study.
There has been a study about this, a world report, and that's where I pulled it off from. And beyond that world report, I'm seeing the same trend over and over in different trends. I read a report by Stanford University, and Stanford is very big on research. So they don't just pull things out of the air. Stanford University and also the United States, the government have also done this research. I pulled it out of there about these 21st century skills. So that's why I keep talking about it over and over and over, being future ready. Something I talk about a lot in my writing. I even wrote a book called Future Readiness in Education. And my goal is to be able to share with as many educators here in Nigeria as possible and parents, because I wrote for parents and educators on it.
Now, that is another issue.
Yes.
That is another prevalent issue. So what are the ratios? What are the ratios saying? Teachers, students in primary schools, in secondary schools in Nigeria, tertiary university, I mean, what the ratios say? Are the ratios addressing what you're talking about here now?
Unfortunately, no. They're not addressing it. All the way from primary schools, secondary schools, and universities. Just last week, I was at the university, and I was in a class, a physics class.
Yeah.
I made a self-video about self-video that I recorded. And I was in this class, and this physics teacher was just going on and on, droning to himself while writing on the board. He wasn't engaging any of his students. He wasn't stressing. No, guys, the reason we're talking about electricity. No, this is university. I said university. And he wasn't talking about, guys, you know, we're doing this, yes, how are we going to apply this? You know, there's so many things going on right now in the world. That, okay, perfect example. The power output we have in Nigeria. Yeah. That's a perfect problem that you can say, guys, how do we address this? What are the things that we need to put in place?
You engage them.
Yes, in that, engage them. Yes, in that conversation. How do we solve this problem? What and what can we use to match up? Okay, yes, our dams and the electricity, unfortunately, with the things that are happening, is not being able to match up. Yes. If we now use alternative means, how much would they be able to generate? Make them think. Make them start solving problems. Stop using just textbook issues. Here, guys, okay, this is the problem. Solve this. F is equal to no. Relevant with projects, things that are hands-on, things that are happening right now. Solve problems. That's why you're in school. Remember I said education is about learning. Learning means what? You are solving problems. You're looking around you and say, this is happening. How do I take care of this? That's happening. What do I do with this? That's learning. That's the whole idea. That's what we're, yes, that's what we have this for. Things are happening around you. How do you solve it? How do you change it? That's it. And that's what we need to start addressing with our children.
Now, you have painted some pictures a little bit, I don't want to say gloomy.
They're not gloomy.
They're not gloomy, yes. They're promising. So they're saying that things can still change.
Oh, I believe so. My whole heart.
No, Detola, we have a National Educational Research Council.
Go on, sir.
Yes, and we seem to be, we are trapped in this same cycle of what you are talking about. So much disconnect between what the world is asking for, what we can do to change the environment, and what we are doing in school. So what is the Research Council doing?
They're not keying in on to the two key things that you need. Whenever you're doing something new, what are the key things you need? Well, what's the key thing? Actually, it's one. What's the key thing you need? Actually, no, I was right. It's two. You need two key things. You need innovation. Innovation means what? You're changing things. You're changing the status quo. That's one. Then the second one you need is opportunity. Opportunity to say, okay, this is what is changing. Where are the areas that we're going to go about changing that? Now, you have a sector that is failing. Yes, it's failing. I'm going to call it spade a spade. Let's stop beating around the bush. It's failing. You have a sector that is failing. We need innovation. We need opportunity. Innovation is changing things. We need to start engaging educators across the bridge. You just mentioned primary, secondary, tertiary. We're all doing the same thing. So why should we all distinguish ourselves differently? We need to come together and say, look, what I'm teaching in primary is going to tie in to what we're going to do in secondary and tertiary. Guys, we need to make a connect. That's one. Then we need to say, okay, what are people doing across the globe? Let's connect with them. You see, the world now is a shrinking place. You can go online, you can go on YouTube, you can connect to people on WhatsApp, on all these different ION platforms. You can talk to them. I talk to educators over there. I've not lost touch with my professors back in the States. I still talk to them. I chat with them online. You can talk to them. You can find out what are the best practices. You come back and adapt them. By the way, you don't have to do necessarily what you see someone doing verbatim.
You can adapt.
You can adapt it. Okay, they're using this. I don't have this here in Nigeria. But what? That's it. Adaptable. You're going to be flexible. Okay, I don't have this. But how can I use this and do this? I just talking about electricity right now. I was working with a school and I was talking to the chemistry teacher. And one of the things we were talking about was more of this hands-on learning with the students. And she was teaching electricity, Faraday's law. And chemistry happens to be my love. So when I'm sitting there, I'm thinking to myself, Lord, you need to make this alive for the children. How do you make this alive? Yes, I know teachers are not well paid. And by the way, this is universal, by the way. It's only places that are evolved, like Finland, Singapore, where they really, really pay and take care of their teachers. And Denmark, yes, I mentioned Denmark. They really pay their teachers very well. The rest of the world has not yet reached that place. So as a teacher, what you do is adapt and use what tools, what you have. So I told her, you're teaching this. You need for these children to see what you're talking about, make it relevant to the real world. Let them see, why are we doing this? First of all, describe applications. Why is it important? Why are we going through this? Then let them do activities hands-on. Oh, we don't have money. Guess what? You might not have money, but you have things you can use. You have a pencil. You have water. You have coins. Okay, you might not have coins, but we have batteries. You can run a quick demo showing them how, you know, electricity, the current passes from that pencil to that. And then before you know something, teach them electroplating, because that's another application of electricity. Different things you can do with day-to-day things that we have in front of us. You don't have to have